Well, today is August 10th, and what a festive day it was. The forecast, our plan was to go out into the ocean here this morning, and I'm sure you can tell by my inflection when I say plan that we didn't actually go out there. But the forecast for this morning going out there into the ocean was fairly calm seas. Last night when we checked, the wind was, light and variable a little bit in the morning, but getting pretty calm by midday. And when we checked again this morning, it had bumped up a little bit, but still doable and still settling down by midday. So we're like, this will be nice. There was a restriction on the bar that was less than yesterday. No problem, we got this. And actually the bar was beautiful. We get out there towards the end of the tips, and it fell apart in a hurry. We were able to get around the wash rock, around the North Jetty, no problem. It was a little bit dicey, but it's always a little bit dicey there, no big deal. And started sliding out, and we kept heading north towards the lighthouse, and it never got better. And usually you find that rip and get on the other side of it and it calms down, and it didn't. And the wind just kept blowing, and that marine layer was in, you couldn't see 100 feet. Ugh. You just make that decision, you're like, you know what? It's just a salmon. This is not going to be fun for anybody. People are not coming out here to Astoria paying me a lot of money to get seasick and get beat up. That's not fun for anybody. So we headed back in the river. We made a group decision, talked to everyone on the boat, said, hey, we can go out here and fish. We're safe. We're okay. But it's not going to be fun. What do you guys want to do? And it was a unanimous decision. Hey, let's just head back in the river. It might be slower fishing, but let's give it a shot. So went back in the river and started up by the bridge on the washing side, and basically just kept following it out with the outgoing tide. And we ended up having a pretty good day from fishing that outgoing tide, and then when it started to come back in, stayed mostly in deep water, and most of our fish were up shallow, real shallow, and like 15, 20 on the line counter and 50, 60 feet of water shallow. So I mean, they were up there. And if you guys remember one of my reports from a few days ago, my frustration with pro trolls and how I'm about ready to throw them all away, and I'm tired of losing fish. We had a day where we went over. We hooked like 10, 12 fish and didn't land a single one. Well, I finally found a solution for still being able to use pro trolls. This is my first year down here using pro trolls because I fought it tooth and nail because I can catch plenty of fish on triangles. But I've always said that the only way to become a better angler is to be open to every single new technique that comes out. So I need to do this for me to try and be a better angler for myself and for my customers. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep on trying this whole pro troll thing and fishing on half the rods. Well, my solution to not losing fish on pro troll and spinners is to stop using spinners. I hate it. So I put on some spin fish today. I was like, okay, well, let's just see if the fish will bite the spin fish. I know they did last year being a pro troll for some of the guys that I know. And we had anchovy on the starboard side, spin fish and pro trolls on the port side, and the port side had 4 hookups in a row on spin fish, and we landed every single one of them. Every single bite that we had today came on pro troll spin fish, and we only lost one of them, and that's because the tide was absolutely rolling in fast at 5-6 miles an hour, and there's just a lot of pressure on those fish, and if you don't get a good hook in them, it'll pull. So that's my solution. Stop using spinners, just use spin fish. And that's working out quite well for me so far. We'll see what tomorrow brings. My plan for tomorrow, even though tomorrow is the opener for any Chinook down below tongue point, so you can actually keep any Chinook starting tomorrow, which would have been nice today because we let a couple real nice ones go. But my plan for tomorrow is actually try to go back out in the ocean one more time. I had way too much fun out there yesterday. I really want to try and go out and go do that again. But we'll see what the ocean lets us. If not, I know that there are plenty of fish in the river. We marked a lot, and as these tides start to drop, I think this next week could be pretty good. So fingers crossed, and the fact that we actually get to harvest any Chinook here starting after today, finally. We've released some really, really nice upriver brights. The quality of fish this year is just excellent. Very great fish here this year. Okay, now I gotta go run a bunch of errands and get ready for tomorrow's trip. We'll see you then. Bye.